Deadpool and Wolverine is fantastic. I really loved it a lot. Out of the trilogy, this is my most favorite one, but I will say that the story is definitely messy. It throws everything at you. It's not as tight as compared to the previous two movies, especially the first one, but for the entertainment factor, I really loved it. It gave me what I wanted. Deadpool and Wolverine teaming up, kicking ass, killing a bunch of dudes. There's a bunch of funny jokes. There's a bunch of great cameos. I loved it. So this is, to me, my most favorite Deadpool movie out of the trilogy. If compared to the X-Men movies, Logan is still number one for me, followed by X-Men Days of Future Past. But I believe Deadpool and Wolverine might be my number three. If anything, it would be in the top five anyway. So yeah, I highly recommend seeing this. I hope you guys avoid spoilers because, oh my God, I hate modern times when it comes to spoilers, especially for big movies. So I saw this at 3 p.m. on Thursday in New York. Around 10 a.m., as soon as I opened up YouTube, I didn't see the thumbnail. I only saw the title of the video. I didn't even click on the video. I saw the title and it gave me a spoiler and I was pissed. I was really, really pissed. And I am so glad that it is such a minor spoiler compared to all this other stuff in the movie. But at the same time, I hate people going to these early access screenings and they record this shit, man. I really, really hate it. I mean, I feel like at these special events, all cell phones should be taken away. When I was at the Last of Us premiere, they asked us to give them our cell phones. They put in like a Ziploc bag and they hold them until the screening is over. So they should do that. If they, I understand there are some bad actors. Maybe someone has more than one recording device. So he gives away one cell phone and actually has another one hidden. So he or she can use it to record the movie. Or maybe it's an employee who works there that records it and uploads it online. So yeah, I understand that. But at the same time, if it turns out that it's just a regular guy in the theater recording this shit, fuck you. Fuck you. Seriously, you suck. The movie didn't even come out yet, and you spoil it already. Oh, man. So hopefully you guys can avoid this. I cannot believe that you have to do extra work to like mute things or just not use social media for a certain amount of time and stuff. It's so ridiculous that we have to work at trying to avoid spoilers. This shouldn't be a thing. People should just be like, okay, you know what? I'll upload. If you recorded, which is still a bad thing, but if you did, can you at least wait until Monday to show it? At least give us a 3-day break or even a week so more people could watch. But yeah, I'm not saying people should record. No, do not at all. You guys are dicks. Anyway, so yeah, I was spoiled on one thing, and I'll explain it more in the spoiler section of this video. So before I get into the spoilers, I'll say a couple more things. The music is great. I love the song choices in this, and the fight scenes with those song choices really worked, especially the very first one. I loved it a lot. It's interesting that this is directed by Sean Levy because he is kind of a safe director. So when I first heard that he was being chosen for this, I was a little skeptical, but honestly, he pulled it off. Him, the cinematographer, and also the stunt choreographers, everybody did such a great job with these bloody action sequences. And the CG was mostly pretty solid. Sure, some of it is really noticeable, especially because you know how real humans move. So when Wolverine does something that normal human wouldn't be able to do, you could definitely tell that's a CG stand-in. But at the same time, it's fine because we still believe in that character. It didn't break the immersion for me every time I notice CG. As long as it's just done well, that's all I care about. I know some people are like, oh, CG sucks. It's very noticeable. It just breaks the immersion. You just have to suspend that. You just have to believe that these characters actually exist, you know? And I thought it was a nice blending between the CG stand-ins and also the actual stunt doubles and also the real actors themselves. I thought it was a pretty damn good job. So I would say one negative, if you're a fan of previous Deadpool characters like Vanessa, Colossus, Yukio, Negasonic, they don't do anything in this. Actually, you've seen a lot of their scenes in the trailers. So that is a bummer because I was hoping that there would be another team up with them because they did it in the previous two movies and you kind of expect them to help out Deadpool in the end. But no, they are not in it as much and they don't do anything. I think Colossus said like 2 lines altogether. So yeah, it is very disappointing if you like those characters and you expect them to do something else. But no, they just show up at Wade's birthday party and then show up again later. And that's it. That's the extent of their scenes together. And even though it's nice that Vanessa isn't a damsel in distress in this, again, she has nothing to do. So it's kind of a bummer that these characters have nothing to do since they've been in the previous 2 movies, but they don't do anything else. There's no Domino, which is a shame because I really liked her in Deadpool 2. There is no Cable, which is also a shame. But they do get reference. And yeah, there are references to the previous Deadpool movies, of course. But if you haven't seen the other 2, I think you will be fine because they actually catch you up on everything. And they do show events that happened in the previous Deadpool movies. So I think you should be fine if this is the very first Deadpool movie you're going to see. But hopefully you've seen a lot of the X-Men movies, especially the ones with Hugh Jackman, because, you have to realize what kind of variant this Wolverine, this Logan is in this universe. And but they did a pretty good job referencing the X-Men movies and the Deadpool movies and also the Marvel Cinematic Universe in a way. They also made fun of it because it's like homework. Like, oh yeah, this character showed up in Loki season 1, episode 5. I saw bits and pieces of Loki. So there are a couple things I don't fully know, but I know enough for this movie. And yeah, they do have references to the other Avengers as well. And it's nice when you see certain characters show up. So yeah, the cameos, man, the cameos are so good. Oh my God, I loved it. I really loved it. And the action sequences, oh man, again, bloody as hell. I just loved it. And the fact that there's even one scene where Wolverine and Deadpool were fighting inside a car. And they make such a good use of this car, just destroying it as they fight each other. And also the fact that there's really not much space for them to fight in, but they manage to do so much damage to each other too. And it's great when they're actually using the actual car parts themselves. That was really cool. And the other fight scenes as well, fantastic. So that's all I can say before going into spoilers. Again, like I said, I highly recommend it. I think this is my most favorite one out of the trilogy. And again, if you like the previous Deadpool characters, you might be disappointed because they're not used enough here. And also, if you're not a big fan of like Spider-Man No Way Home, those movies where they rely so much on nostalgia, you might not like this one. And if you don't like the previous Deadpool movies, you're not gonna like this one. If you don't like the X-Men movies, you're not gonna like this one. So yeah, it all depends on that. So again, I highly recommend it. It's an entertaining time. Okay, spoilers. Okay, In Sync, bye, bye, bye. Okay, that opening. Oh my God, I was having the time of my life. I did not think a song like this could work, especially with bloody violence, but it worked. And what I love is that this movie, in the beginning, said that it's trying not to be disrespectful to Logan, but it is incredibly disrespectful because the first thing Deadpool did is dig up the grave of Logan, and then he realized that he cannot regenerate anymore, so he's actually dead. So then the TVA shows up, and he's like, okay, I'm going to use his corpse with his adamant adamantium bones and just started killing everyone while Bye 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 is playing in the background. And he's also doing the dances as well. Oh my God. I honestly, every time it shows the dance move, I keep wondering if the stunt double actually did the moves or that's one of the in sync actual singers. That would be awesome. But yeah, the dance moves were great. And also he ends up using the Wolverine claws at one point too. And then it goes back to the beginning where it got a little confusing because there's a prime timeline and also the timeline, I forgot what it was. It's like, what was the number? 11011 or something like that? That universe or that timeline. Again, I guess I should have watched more of Loki to fully understand this. But yeah, he meets up with John Favreau, who is Happy Hogan. And this took place in the year 2018. So it's 1 year before the events of, what was it? Endgame? No. Infinity War. So yeah, he wants to be Avenger, but of course he gets, he doesn't get the promotion. So he puts on a toupee and ends up working as a car salesman. And yeah, they keep talking so much about these two cars. So it's like the most ridiculous product placement because they keep talking about all the features of both of these cars and what's the difference between them. So yeah, I thought that was funny. It was very, very gratuitous. And yeah, the jokes really got me. The jokes really got me. Even if one joke doesn't work, the next one will probably will. And they are very, very, very quick with it. But yeah, most of the emotion, most of the heart happens in the first like 15 minutes because Wade is down on his luck. He and Vanessa split up, which again, I was kind of upset about this because I hate it when movies do this, especially since it's the third movie in a trilogy and they're like, oh yeah, we split up. Really? What's the point of this? It's kind of the same problem I had with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, you know, with the second Gamora and Star-Lord and stuff like that. But again, that's for that movie, that's fine. This one, yeah, I was kind of upset that they split up. But again, that didn't really matter because it delves into the TVA parts. And Paradox, I thought was a lot of fun. This guy was fun. So Wade thinks that he's Marvel Jesus, so he puts on the brand new, very colorful suit, which I really love, and then he realized that his timeline is going to be destroyed. It's because that the Logan in his timeline is now dead. So now Wade thinks that he has to find another Logan to replace him so his timeline could be restored. That's why it goes to him digging up the grave of Logan, but then he realized he can't regenerate anymore because he's fully dead. So now he has to find more Logans. And oh my God, the comic accurate Wolverine is fantastic. So my best friend, even though he does like Hugh Jackman, he is a diehard X-Men fan. So he was upset by the casting of Hugh Jackman, not about his acting ability or anything, but the fact that Hugh Jackman is way too tall to play as Wolverine. So that's his biggest gripe with the X-Men movies, just because of that. So he was so happy that there's a comic accurate Wolverine, this short 5'3", I think he's 5'3", Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, especially with the hair too. Oh my God, that is so good. I loved it and he loved it. And they show all these different Wolverines as well. I'm not a big X-Men comic guy, so I don't fully know all the references. I do know a bit of Old Man. I think they showed Old Man Logan again. This time he was in front of a cabin and he had a shotgun and he shot Wade. But yeah, there's that Logan. There's the one where he's at a casino playing like blackjack, playing poker, and he had like an eye patch. I don't know that one. There's one where he's like on a cross, but it's the X. So he's crucified on that, which was pretty hardcore imagery. I really dug it. I don't get the references, but I really dug it. But my best friend was really happy about that one. He said that was fucking hardcore. And then we see this Wolverine working on a motorcycle. And at first I thought it was strange because they showed the backside of him. And I'm like, that cannot be Hugh Jackman because Hugh Jackman's muscles are not that big. Like Hugh Jackman's muscular, don't get me wrong, but you see the backside of him and I'm like, nah, who the heck is this? And then he shows his face, and I'm like, Henry Cavill! And even Deadpool's like, Henry Cavill, okay, we're going to treat you better here than the people across the street. Oh my God. Henry did this out of revenge. And you know what? He deserves it. He really, really deserved it. I love it. So after all the shenanigans about these different Wolverines kicking and killing Deadpool, so Deadpool finally goes to the universe with the Wolverine that we've seen from the trailers. So, yeah, we got the bar scene with this Wolverine, and it turned out that he was wearing the X-Men uniform the entire time underneath the civilian clothes. So that was pretty cool. And also, we don't have to see like some future dress-up thing where he sees the suit and then puts it on. No, he had it on the entire time. So yeah, that makes the movie keep going faster. I really, really like that. And it turns out that this Wolverine is the worst Wolverine because he let everyone down. And later on, it turns out because he was really, really drunk in a bar. And when he tried to go back to the mansion, everyone is dead. And he tries to kill all the humans over there. So that's why he said he let people down. At first, I thought they were going to do something from the Old Man Logan story, because if I recall that in the comics, he was hypnotized. So he thought that there are these terrible people inside the mansion, so he was killing everybody. But then he realized he killed all the X-Men. So I thought they were going to do that storyline for this Wolverine. But no, they didn't. So he was too late and everyone died before he got there. So I guess it's a bit of a mixture because still everyone dies. But yeah, I thought that they were going to do that part of the Old Man Logan storyline. And yeah, I know that in the Logan movie, all the X-Men did die, but that's because of Charles Xavier with the seizures. And he used his powers to accidentally kill them. So Wade and Logan are sent into the void, and that's where we see the 20th Century Fox logo. And there are some references to other movies as well. I guess I saw the Statue of Liberty at one point. But yeah, there's some other one. And I believe there's a helicarrier in one shot as well. But everything else I couldn't fully recognize. Maybe it's references to other movies that are not from the Marvel universe or anything else. But I do love that they keep mentioning the DC universe and also Warner Brothers properties like Furiosa. That was hilarious. So we get this awesome fight between Wolverine and Deadpool, and it was badass. I really loved it. There was this one shot where Wolverine was like sliding across the ground, and he's like a panther trying to lunge at the Deadpool. And even though he missed, he quickly turns around and then goes after him. That was really cool. And I do love that there are some parts where there's no music, and then the music kicks in, and then the music cuts out, then the music kicks in. It is so good. I thought the editing for this is great, and the effects were great too. And then it was stopped because one guy was yelling at them. He was, covered. And then it turns out that there's this Mad Max-like sequence, and then we see the classic X-Men villains from the previous movies. Sabretooth is back. Tyler Mane is back as Sabretooth. And Wolverine fights him finally, and Sabretooth's already dead, and that's when Wade made the Furiosa reference. So everyone gets captured, and it turns out that this cameo, the guy who's covered, it turns out that it's Chris Evans. And I was like, oh my God, they actually have Captain America in this? But it turned out, no, it's not Captain America. Even though it seemed like he was wearing the Captain America uniform because you see shades of blue, but it turned out, no, it's the Fantastic Four suit. So it's actually Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and it's great. But okay, I'm going to go into the part where I got spoiled because of YouTube. Okay, so on YouTube, the title that I saw said The Death of the Human Torch. So at the time when I saw that title, I honestly thought Michael B. Jordan might be in this movie because that's what I was thinking. Like, if they're dealing with the Marvel movies and also since it's Deadpool, they are trying to do surprises. So I'm thinking Michael B. Jordan in a Deadpool movie, that would be insane. And he's playing as the Human Torch as well. And apparently the Human Torch dies. That's what I was thinking. But now that I realize that it's actually Chris Evans, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, I was upset because I knew what was going to happen. Again, I didn't see the video. I didn't see the thumbnail. I didn't see how he dies. All I know is that he will die. So that's why I'm upset at this spoiler, even though it is minor, but I really, really hate that. So they finally end up showing Johnny's death, and it is because of Deadpool. He gets Johnny killed. Oh my god, that death scene is so gruesome. The CG for it is very, very wonky because you could definitely tell it's really, really fake. But at the same time, the fact that it actually happened, that Cassandra Nova just ripped the skin off of Johnny, man, that was gruesome. And the fact that he shattered and, into pieces and stuff like that. Yeah, it was cool. But again, I wish that this part wasn't spoiled at all. So Wade and Logan are surrounded by the previous X-Men villains, and we see Lady Deathstrike. We do see the Juggernaut, not played by Vinnie Jones. That was weird. I remember there was a report that Vinnie Jones said that he was not coming back to the X-Men universe at all, and he thought that the suit itself was too constricting. So when we saw that Juggernaut from X-Men The Last Stand, it was so weird seeing a different person play him and not even have the same voice as well. So that was really, really weird to me. But again, I totally understand because Vinnie Jones said that he wasn't going to come back. There was Lady Deathstrike, who I wasn't sure is played by Kelly Hu, because I've seen what Kelly Hu looks like now, and she still looks gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But, it's been like 24 years or something like that, So I've seen what she looks like now. So I'm not sure if that was actually her under like makeup or they de-aged her or something like that, or that's a different actress who, looks like a young Kelly Hu. But yeah, we do see Lady Deathstrike in here. We see Psylocke at one point, but that is not Olivia Munn. I'm not sure if it's the same Psylocke from X-Men The Last Stand or the other X-Men movies. There was also, I forgot her name. She fought Halle Berry in X-Men The Last Stand. I think her name is Callisto or something like that. I believe that's the same actress. And there was this one guy who's wearing like this striped shirt. I forgot the colors now. It's like white and red and stuff like that. He's like a big man, and I have no idea who that character is. Like, they keep showing off this character, and I'm like, I don't recognize him. I don't remember him from the previous X-Men movies. Was he from another Fox movie or something like that, or another Disney movie or MCU movie? I don't know. They keep showing off this one guy, and it's just killing me because I have no idea who this character is. What else? They show, I believe, the Blob, but he's not played by shoot, I forgot his name. The original actor who played the Blob in X-Men Origins Wolverine. I don't believe it's the same actor. But they do have him. He was opening the gates. And yeah, it turns out that this is the Ant-Man dead body. So of course, Deadpool had to make the joke about the Paul Rudd finally aged. So that was fun. So then we get a bit of this chaos, and Deadpool and Wolverine escaped because there was this cloud purple sky dragon who I believe is from Loki season 1 episode 5. Again, I have no idea. So they escaped, and then they head into this diner, and then later on they meet up with Dogpool, which is adorable, even though it keeps licking Ryan Reynolds' face every single shot. Oh my god, it's disgusting, but also very funny. And then we see Nicepool, which is Ryan Reynolds' incredible incredibly handsome face with long hair, and he was way too nice. And of course, Deadpool hates it. So that was cool. And of course, they take the Honda Odyssey, which Deadpool really hated because he was trying to sell the competitor to this. There's that. Then we have the whole fight scene in the car because Wolverine said that Deadpool is a terrible person. He really sucks. And also, he's never going to be able to save his family and his friends. So Deadpool took offense to that. So that's when they fight. And then we see this mysterious character driving the van right after these two are exhausted. So they go into this hideout. So when they wake up, my God, the cameos. Jennifer Garner's there as Elektra, which is wow. At this time, I'm like, oh my God, she came back for this? That's amazing. But then they showed the next cameo, and I just mouthed, oh my God. I didn't say anything. I was like, Wesley Snipes as Blade. I could not believe it. I really could not. My best friend yelled out in the theater, what? Oh my God. But the next cameo, I was so shocked because I did not think they would do this at all. So the first thing they showed is this man, the hands is holding playing cards. And I was like, oh my God, is Taylor Kish back as Gambit? But it's not him. It wasn't him. No, it is Gambit, but it's not him. It's actually Channing Tatum. Oh my God, because this project, the whole Gambit project with Channing Tatum was supposed to be released like many years ago, but it never did. It never got off the ground. And he's finally here. And he had a friend, this accent too. I'm not sure if Channing Tatum butchered it or anything, but at the same time, I was fine with it because, you know, he was so into character too. And he spoke a lot. Way a lot more than I thought that he was ever going to speak. So, my God, he gave expositions with that accent too, which Deadpool made fun of too. So, yeah, oh my God, we got Channing Tatum back as Gambit. And then we finally see grown-up Laura as X-23 again, played by Daphne Keane again. And I really hated the fact that the final trailer for this movie showed that off. Seriously, why didn't you keep this a secret? I have no idea, because that would have been awesome to see this appearance for the very first time instead of being spoiled by your own trailers. God damn it, Marvel, you should have not shown that. Lady Deadpool is fine, but you have to show off Laura? Oh my God, that was a terrible mistake. You shouldn't have done that. Anyway. So yeah, Wolverine thinks Wolverine doesn't want to help them. He thinks that everyone's going to die. But then he had this nice chat with Laura. And then the next day, all the chaos happens. This amazing team up with Deadpool, Wolverine, Laura, Gambit, Blade, and Elektra. Oh my God, this bloody chaos, and I loved it. And of course, Blade had to say that line. Some motherfuckers always try to ice skate. Some motherfuckers always try to ice skate uphill. Oh my God, he still got it, and I can't believe that he actually said it. And also earlier than this, he had a rocket launcher, and he right before he was about to shoot it at the Ant-Man's hands to open the gates, he said there is always one blade, and there will always be one blade. And Deadpool looks at the camera. That was great. So there's this chaos, and Deadpool and Wolverine were trying to stop Cassandra Nova because if they get the Juggernaut's helmet, they're going to put it on her to suppress her powers so she could try to get them back home. But the problem is that she cannot use her powers if she's suppressed by the helmet. But if they take it off, then she will kill both of them. So there was that dilemma. And then Pyro shows up, the same Pyro from the X-Men movies, and he shoots Cassandra Nova, so if she cannot heal if her powers are suppressed. So they decide to take off the Juggernaut's helmet off of her, and then she had a bit of a change of heart. So she has the Doctor Strange portal thing, and then they get sent back to Wade's timeline. But when Cassandra Nova knows that they actually have a Time Ripper back in Wade's timeline, she decides to go back, and she also manages to get all the Deadpools in all the universes go after Wolverine and Deadpool, and that's when we get the reveal of Wolverine's cowl. And it looks magnificent, man. I fucking loved it. Oh my God, it was so good. Honestly, part of me didn't think that he would actually show it, even though there's promotional material. The popcorn buckets showed off Wolverine's cowl, so of course he had to show it off. But for some reason, I didn't think that he would at that moment. But when he pulled it back and then put that on, I was very happy, man. Oh my God. And of course, that fight scene was the background song was Prayer by Madonna. So that was real. Like a Prayer. Sorry, that's the full title. Like a Prayer by Madonna. And that was great because it's this, the camera's just going horizontally, and the guys are fighting like it's like a video game. So that was really cool. And there's this carnage, and they keep going and going and going until they go inside of a bus, and then they jumped out of the bus too. It was fantastic, man. All this bloody carnage of Wolverine and Deadpool killing all the Deadpools. So it's like Deadpool killing the multiverse in a way. And I loved it. And of course, Wade manages to get Nicepool dead because Nicepool cannot regenerate. What an asshole. And now you're probably wondering why I'm not speaking that much about Cassandra Nova. I thought she was fine. I thought the actress was really good, but I really wanted more of her, man. But of course, Paradox had to be like the main antagonist, so they have to show that off, show him off a lot. I felt like Cassandra Nova definitely needed a few more scenes. Because she was honestly very good. The actress name is Emma Corrin. She was great. I just wish that there was more to her. Because when she flipped the switch, it's weird because it seemed like she had a change of heart. She was willing to help Wolverine and Deadpool go to their timeline. But then when she realized about the Time Ripper, she's like, oh no, I changed my mind. I'm going to kill everyone. So I'm like, because she had a heart-to-heart with Wolverine about Charles. And I was hoping that we see Charles again, either played by Patrick Stewart or James McAvoy. So, yeah, that's what I was hoping would happen. But no, she's like, nah, I'm going to kill everyone. So that was a little weird. I felt like a couple scenes are cut with her. Maybe there's a director's cut with this, and maybe her scenes are back. Hopefully that's what happens. But yeah, I thought she was cool. I really like her powers, but I wish there was more to her because it seemed like she was like a secondary antagonist. Then she become a main one. But yeah, I wish there was more to her. So we get this awesome scene where Wolverine and Deadpool were destroying the Time Ripper, and I don't know why Wolverine's whole uniform had to be ripped to shreds, and that Deadpool is just admiring Hugh Jackman's body. That was great. And so Cassandra Nova is killed in the blast, and Deadpool and Wolverine are alive. And then we get them going back to Deadpool's friends and family, and Wade is trying to get back together with Vanessa, and that's where the movie ends. It ends with this very nice shot of the two cowls, Deadpool's mask along with Wolverine's cowl. That was a nice shot. And then during the end credits, there was this montage of all the behind the scenes of all the Marvel movies, especially the X-Men movies. We do see the Fantastic Four, all of them, including the terrible one with Michael B. Jordan. We also see the Elektra and Daredevil and all the X-Men movies and Wolverine movies. So it was very nice to see, and it was very heartwarming too. So that got to me. And then there's a scene after the end credits where it turned out that the Human Torch actually said all that terrible stuff about Cassandra Nova, so that's why he died, even though Deadpool's the one who said all this to Cassandra Nova. So yeah, that's the entirety of the movie. I really enjoyed it. I love the action sequences. Especially the opening one with Bye 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 and using Logan's corpse to kill all the TVA agents. And I do love the fights between Deadpool and Wolverine, and also the final team-up fights. It's just fantastic. It was great. I do love the jokes. I do love the references. And yeah, this movie worked for me, man. I really, really recommend it. So yeah, that's how I feel about Deadpool and Wolverine. I really loved it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time. Later.